So I'm thinking as I go for the first time about two things right now. I'm thinking about love and I'm thinking about sex and babies. And I'm wondering about the link between those two things. Love on one side, sex and babies on the other side. I'm wondering basically whether love exists as an independent phenomenon, or is love simply and merely a device to enable sex and babies? I realize it's a cynical view, but it has just occurred to me now, and I'm wondering if love can be considered as a phenomenon that is independent from sex and babies. It appears to me right now that sex and babies is dependent on love. So, in other words, love seems to be a route to sex and babies. It seems to be a support. There seems to be a link between love and sex and babies. I'm wondering, therefore, whether love can be considered as existing at all as a phenomenon in its own right. I'm thinking of the attraction a man has to a woman and what it is. A man looks at a woman, talks to a woman, interacts with the woman, and realizes that he's attracted to this woman. So time passes, and because he's attracted, he seeks to make things progress, to basically let the woman know that he fancies her, that he's interested, and he hopes that things will develop from there. So, in some cases, relations do develop from that initial interest, and that can progress into a relationship and to then sex and babies. I'm wondering if love can be considered as a device, a tool, a utility, a method of enabling sex and babies to happen. When a man loves a woman, it would seem to me that it means the man wants the relationship to progress and wants to have sex and wants to have children. So love is a route to children, it would seem. So I'm wondering if the feelings of love can be reduced in importance and significance, and so to consider love as being a device, a control mechanism, such that babies can result. I suppose, in other words, what I'm thinking is love more of an incidental thing, a necessary element to a man and woman's relationship, so as to enable sex to happen, so as to enable children to be produced. So I suppose I am wondering about the nature of love and the significance of love, independent of sex and babies and children, whatever. I am thinking at this moment that love, as humanity considers love, I'm thinking that love simply may not exist. Not in the way Western society has considered love. It seems more of a utility, a necessary element to the child making process. It doesn't seem to me at this moment that love means anything of itself. It seems to be about a pathway to the creation of children. It is more of a methodology, a necessary element in the process of making children. So this means, I suppose, that the significance of love is reduced in importance. It's hard for me right now to see love as, what's the word? I'm not sure the words. To see love as an entity in its own right. It seems more of a methodology and a necessary element in creating children. So this lowers my consideration of love. It lowers my view of love in terms of its importance and even its existence. It seems more of a description of behaviors necessary for the creation of a child. At this moment, it's hard for me to see love as an entity in its own right, as a state of being that means anything. It seems more of a device, a necessary tool, than a panacea, if you like, as a state of being that means anything. It seems to me more of a description of a necessary element in child creation. This is a strange thought, and I do have a lot of thinking to do on it. I think. I suppose that what I'm saying is love may not exist in the way we have regarded love in Western society. I'm seeing love now as more of a necessary element in child creation, a description of a set of activities and behaviors and thoughts that are necessary to create a child. I'm not seeing it as a phenomenon in its own right, a state of being, if you like. I'm seeing it more this as a description of activities and behaviors to create a child. I think that's interesting. I like to think some more.